Hi, in this video we're going to paint this lovely card. This looks really pretty, especially because it's very minimal. It's got very limited color palette. It's got pinks and greens, a lovely heart, very minimalist white clean background, and love you sentiment written in just black. This is absolutely an adorable card, and you can make this under just 10 minutes, to be honest. Let's get started with the video. The supplies you would need is a cardstock. This is, I think, 5 by 7 inches and A5 size cardstock. If you could use watercolor paper, that would enhance the experience, but just any cardstock, thicker one should be fine. I'm also using a size 5 round brush from Princeton Art and Brushes. Size 1 or kind of a smaller size helps in painting the surface because my paper size is really small. And then I've got pan set from, I forgot the brand, sorry. So this is just a watercolor cake, and I've got a pan to mix my shades, water, and a napkin to wipe on. So let's get started with the painting. I'm going to pick up a really light shade of green to first draw an outline of the heart shape that I'm planning to follow. So I want it to be in the middle. If you want, you can have a pencil outline, but I'm just going to go straight in and keep drawing the outlines, leaving some gap in between for the flowers. It's just going to be an outline to follow, trying to keep it symmetrical as well on both the sides. That's the outline of the heart. I want to use the traditional shades of pink for the flowers. So I'm going to pick up some pink shade from my palette and mix it in the coloring palette over here. I'm going to water them down really well. And then what I'm going to do is to simply just draw the flowers. I intend to make these roses, and what I do is I'm just going to add 2 strokes left and right, and then some strokes outside. That's all. I'm going to have them in bunches of 2. So I've got 2 roses there. I'll add 2 here, making sure they're not really close, but they are spaced out evenly. Not very focused about how they look, so it's just going to be some blobs of paint. To be honest, they don't look like roses, but just add 2 drops of water and then spread them across in circles, and it should be okay. Make sure you leave some white gaps in between so that you have those highlights picking up. Right, I'm happy with how the roses look at the moment. What I'm going to do next is to pick up the very same pink and then not dilute it as much, and then drop some highlights at the center and also a few lines. I'll go in the order of how I painted so that I know I'm working on dry surface. This is going to give additional sort of a detail to your flower. It need not be, you need not worry about the exact sort of stroke that you're using. Simply just go and make sure you leave some gaps when you're adding the colors. And next I'm going to move on to the leaves. For the leaves, I'm going to use the pink shade. So what I've done is I've offloaded the pink shade into this palette, and I'm going to mix the green into the pink. So that's going to give me a more neutralized green that goes in a very cohesive manner with the pink that I use. Most of the time when I paint, I do end up mixing the shade that I use for the flower into the shade I use for the leaves. So I've mixed up my shade, and I'm going to take off all those excess paint off from the brush, and I'm going to go draw the leaves. The leaves are going to be simple strokes, and I want it to be in a particular direction. So I'm going to have the branch going from this side to this side, so the leaves are going to face this way and end here, and same for this side as well. I'll start painting the leaves from near the flowers. So I'll add some leaves here. So it's just going to be a few strokes, thick, thin. I'll do the same here, thick, thin, just really small strokes. I'll do for all the flowers. Add few leaves just nearby, just like a bouquet, as so the leaves are popping out from behind the flowers. If you use a smaller size brush, you'll get this to position. If you're using a size 5 brush like mine, that's fine as well, but just make sure that you're using only just the tip of the brush, or else it's going to be really fat leaves and that's going to take up more space. Alright, so I'm kind of happy with all the leaves around the flowers, and now I'm going to fill up the rest of the leaves. So I'll add up a little bit more of green, take off all the excess, and go ahead and keep painting the same leaves. So it's going to be small and thick, small, thick. That's all. Go fill up the space here as well. And now we have the heart shape. Extra detail that I want to add is tiny pink dots, and the dots are more like, you know, the rose buds, and there's nothing really to be added. Just pick up the same pink shade that you used and add it in between where you feel like, you know, there's a bit of gap and you could use a bit of pink over there. So using the same pretty pink shade, I'm going to add some dots in between. Could be between the leaves, between empty spaces, small or big, it doesn't matter. And that's pretty much it. So that's our lovely card. I told you it's going to take hardly 15 minutes for you to assemble this one. I love adding some sentiments, and this time I'm going to add just a simple love you in just black pens. I'm going to add it straight away without any pencil marks. Just your own handwriting should be fine. That's the card, and I hope you loved it. If you did, I'll see you in the next video with another exciting card. Until then, it's bye-bye from me, Angela.